Hi, my name is Melissa and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to look at yoga to de-stress. So if you've just come back from work and you've had a really busy day, or there's something that's just playing on your mind, this is the perfect yoga class today. Just to really sort of center ourselves, to calm our minds, but also just to open up space within the body as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So just coming onto your mat and just cross-legged seat or legs stretched out, whatever suits you best. And just take the hands onto the knees. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, away from the ears. Just find length and lift into the spine. And just close off your eyes. Just bring your attention, your awareness to your breathing and notice the natural breath. And just noticing without any judgment. And just start to bring yourself into the present moment. Allowing all thoughts to just melt away just for a moment. And just bring your attention to the breath, the inhales and the exhales. And the breath is really, really powerful. It stays with us throughout the day, throughout our life. It is our life force energy. Just start to notice your breath and start to deepen the breath. So it just becomes a little bit deeper and a little bit fuller, more expansive. As you inhale, you're breathing into the front ribs, the side ribs, and the back ribs. And as you exhale, everything moves softly down into the earth. Noticing the points of contact that your body is making with the ground. Noticing the rising upwards through the crown of the head. And we're going to go through a breath count that's really going to slow down the breath and start to calm our mind and start to calm our nervous system. So take a big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out. Just take two more just like that, just to cleanse the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And slowly take your hands to your lower belly. And take a big inhale. Big exhale. And we're going to count our breaths. So we're going to breathe in for 2 and out for 4. So as you inhale, breathing in for 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out. And just allow yourself to connect with your yogic breath. So just breathing fluidly in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in for 3 and out for 3, counting the equal breaths. Just notice what's happening in the mind. Notice that just bringing your awareness to your breath can really allow yourself to release stress throughout the mind. And release stress within the physical body. And take one last inhale. One last exhale. And slowly, and just start to open through the eyes, allowing some light in. And we'll take the left ear over towards the left shoulder and just feeling a stretch through the right side of the neck. And then slowly just draw the chin towards your chest and we'll roll all the way over to the right side. We have the right ear towards the right shoulder. And just feeling that nice stretch across the left outer neck. And then slowly just start to make circles side to side in your own time. Noticing your breathing. And slowly, slowly just come back to center. Inhale, we'll start to lift upwards through the chest. Start to open outwards through the throat. Take a big inhale. Exhale. And then slowly, slowly coming back to center, curve and round into the spine and just interlace the fingers out in front of you. So imagine here that you're hugging a big beach ball and we're trying to spread across the shoulder blades, hugging everything into center. And take a big breath in, big breath out. And then inhale, slowly, slowly, slowly coming up to seated, to extend the arms all the way up to the sky. Allow the shoulders to hike up to the ears just for a moment. And then exhale, release the hands either side and drop the shoulders away from the ears. We'll keep the left hand outside of the left hip. Inhale, start to sweep that right arm all the way up and over by the ear. It's just starting to breathe and some space into the right side body. Keep those ribs hugging in, keep the heart and the chest expansive. You're welcome to take the gaze to the floor, the gaze to the side, or gaze all the way up to the sky. One last inhale. Exhale, take the right hand down onto the mat. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold. So we're in a slight, we're still keeping our side body stretch, but we're really finding a little bit more space into that left hip as you relax the head through the forearms. And just be wherever you need to be in this pose. It might be upright, it might be all the way down to the mat, but try and keep both sit bones grounded. Take one last breath. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly inhale, gazing forwards. Exhale, walking the hands all the way through to center. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. And exhale, fold inwards, releasing the head towards the earth, towards the mat. Again, just noticing the evenness and space through both sit bones, the evenness and space through the right and the left side body. And noticing the breath, so always paying attention to the breath. Take one last inhale. Exhale slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll walk the hands back to center. And just come back to seated. And just cross and switch the legs if you've got your legs crossed. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Interlace the fingers. Extend through the skin of the palms all the way up to the sky. Hike the shoulders up to the ears. Take a big inhale. And exhale. And just releasing the hands, dropping the shoulders down to the mat. This time, right hand outside of the right hip. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over by the ear, relaxing the fingers, creating even more space into the left side body. And take 2 more breaths. You might even close your eyes and take 1 last inhale. Exhale, maintaining that side body stretch. Just start to walk the left fingertips out, so the right fingertips out over that right knee. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, and exhale, fold forwards. And just noticing the space into the hips. Noticing if you have a lot of tension or tightness into the hips. Normally when we have a lot of stress, it can store itself as something physical, and it can store itself in the hips or the shoulders. So just really paying attention to these areas and finding a little bit more breath, a little bit more softness. As you inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, walk the hands all the way through to center. Inhale, lengthen, stretch the fingertips all the way out, and then exhale, fold forwards. Releasing, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head and back of the neck is long. Breath is strong. And taking 1 last breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we'll come up to our seated position. And from here, just work your way into a child's pose. So coming onto your hands and your knees, take the toes, just touch knees slightly apart, send the hips to the heels, extend the arms forwards. And try and take your forehead down onto the mat, or you might take your forehead down onto a block. And just taking 3 more breaths. And as you inhale, you're creating space into the front ribs, the side ribs and the back ribs. As you exhale, you're just allowing the whole body to rest further down into the mat, feeling the fingertips pressing down, the natural spreading between the fingers, and even noticing the webbing between the hands. And the forearms can move down, the forehead. Just noticing the shins touching down the tops of the feet, all 10 toenails. And then slowly, slowly peeling yourself all the way up to a kneeling position. And from here, you're welcome to sit on a block as well, but take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. The right arm reaches back behind you. The right shoulder rolls to the back wall and the left shoulder moves inwards. Take a big breath in, find lots of space and length, and exhale, finding that twist. And taking 1 last breath. And then slowly, slowly releasing, right hand over towards the left knee. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, twisting. This time, right shoulder is moving towards the center of the mat. The chest is moving back behind you. The collarbones are spreading open. And the gaze might lift over towards that right shoulder, the left shoulder. 1 last breath, twisting out any stresses in the body. And slowly, slowly coming back to centre, we'll come on to an all-fours position. Let's go for a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lift upwards through the chest, the heart reaches high. Exhale, rounding into the spine, the tailbone tucks under. Inhale, lifting upwards through the chest. Exhale, rounding into the spine. And let's take 3 more rounds, and feel free to go for anything that feels good for you. You might go for a few belly circles, maybe shifting the hips back. And just maintaining this curve maybe, if that feels good. Anything that suits you. And slowly, slowly coming back to centre. We'll tuck the toes under, send the hips up to the sky, coming into a very soft, Downward facing dog, pedaling it out through the feet, bending one leg, straightening it out through the other, swaying the hips from side to side, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. And take a big inhale through the nose, big exhale out. And slowly looking forward between the hands, we'll walk the feet to the front of the mat slowly and mindfully. Take your feet hips width distance apart. Inhale, hands go onto the shins, lengthen into the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. You're welcome to have a bend into the knees and really rest the torso onto the thighs. Interlace the fingers around opposite elbows and just hang the head and the torso loose, and maybe swaying a little bit side to side. You might straighten one leg, bend the other. Releasing both hands down onto the floor, and then interlace the fingers behind the back of the head and allow the elbows to move down to the earth, bending into the arms. Bend into the knees and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, really allowing each vertebrae to lift all the way up to the sky, feeling that internal massage through the spine. And we'll just come up to standing, very soft. And slowly just releasing the arms down to the side, and take your toes to touch, heels slightly apart, the hands move through heart center, lift the chest all the way up, take a big breath in. Big breath out, just notice some grounding through the feet. And taking one last breath. And whenever you're ready, setting an intention for your practice today. It might be to de-stress in the body and the mind and focus on the strong, powerful breath, which supports every pose. It supports us throughout our life. And just know whenever you need it, you can always come back to the breath, back to the present moment. And slowly releasing the arms either side of you. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up to the sky, gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, hands move through heart center, hinging from the hips, folding forwards. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands back through heart center. Two more just like that. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding over the legs, releasing. Inhale, halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands join through heart center. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. This time, exhale, step all the way back into a high plank pose. So right foot back, left foot back, high plank. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Take the knees to the ground, shift forward, lower the chest all the way down to the earth. From here, elbows plant down onto the mat. And the heart reaches forward through the forearms, coming into a Sphinx pose. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. One last breath. And then slowly exhale, releasing the chest down to the mat. Tuck the toes under. Press the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Send the hips towards the heels. Take a breath in child's pose. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. And then slowly send the hips all the way up and back into a very soft, long, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. And 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One last breath. Inhale a lot of space and positivity, and exhale, just exhale out any negativity. And then slowly look forward between the hands. We'll step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, create space and length into the spine. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands back through heart. We're going to go through that sun salutation, a variation again, slightly slower. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, slowly moving, mindfully moving. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, step both feet back into a strong high plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat, your own way, in your own time. Knees can drop down to the earth if they need to. And then planting the hands down onto the floor. Inhale, start to lift into your Sphinx pose. Forearms down. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the chest, send the hips towards the heels, coming into a child's pose. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly working your way up into your downward facing dog. Send the hips to the sky. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Just noticing the feet, hips width distance apart, the hands and the feet fully rooting down. And there's a leg's length distance between the hands and the feet as the crown of the head drops. Slowly look forward between the hands. We'll step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands through heart. And from here, shift the weight into that left foot and start to hug the right knee into the chest. We'll come into this very soft balance pose. And staying with the breath. Flexing into that right foot, ankle, calf, or inner thigh. We're coming into a tree pose. Hands move through heart center. Inhale, lift the crown of the head up to the sky, rooting down through that left foot. And the left toe is the anchor, so really, really notice that and find your glue. If you want a little more, you're welcome to close off your eyes. Take one last breath just in our regular tree. And then slowly, slowly, if you want a little more, you might take your right hand to your right knee and inhale, start to sweep that left arm all the way up and overhead, coming into a side stretch in our tree. One last breath, embracing any wobbles. And slowly, slowly hug that right knee into the chest. Extend the right leg back behind you. We're coming into a high lunge. So drop that right sole of the foot down onto the floor. The ball of that right foot is pressing down. The left knee is bent. Hands move through heart center. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Option to stay here or elbows move out to the side. The elbows move forward and the heart lifts. Take a breath. And then slowly, slowly, hands move back through heart center. Spin on the ball of that back foot, turn the hips and the shoulders towards the side and open the arms out into a very soft warrior 2. Take a big inhale. Exhale. And 2 more breaths. Just allow yourself to settle in. Notice the heels aligning with each other. The back of that foot is really rooting down. And gaze is soft over the front middle finger. And really utilize your drishti point here, your focus point, to allow you to tap deeper into the breath. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Take a breath in. And breath out. And then slowly, slowly coming back to center. Circle the hands down to the floor. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Framing the front foot and just step it back into a downward facing dog. Just shaking out the hips. If you feel that you want to go for a vinyasa, you're absolutely welcome to. But just allow yourself to stay completely present, completely calm in the body and the mind. Look forward in between the hands. We'll step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands back through heart center. This time, shifting the weight into the right foot. Start to hug the left knee into the chest. And stand up tall. Noticing the breath, noticing the wobbles in the body, and then flex into that left foot, ankle, calf, or inner thigh. We're coming into our tree, and we know we're going to hold this pose just for a few moments. Hands through heart, or arms up to the sky, completely your choice. You're welcome to close your eyes here if you want a little more. And take one last breath. If you want a little more, left hand onto the left knee, the right arm starts to sweep up and over by the right ear. Side body stretch. Slowly coming back to center, that left knee hugs back into the chest. Extend that left leg back behind you, bend into the right knee, coming into a high lunge. Just notice that right knee over the ankle, the hips are fully square, the shoulders are square, the hands through heart. Maybe stay here, or the arms can reach all the way up to the sky. Maybe cactus arms bending into the elbows move forward and the heart starts to lift. Breathing, finding a lot of openness into the heart center. And slowly coming back, ribs hug in, arms extend. Exhale, spin on the ball of that back foot, turn the hips, the shoulders towards the side, bending into the front knee, maybe widening your stance, warrior two. Gaze forward over the front middle finger as the shoulders drop. The front knee is moving open towards that back wall. Stay very soft and very buoyant in this warrior two, but feel your strength and your power with the breath. One last inhale. One last exhale. Flip the front palm up and inhale, reverse your warrior. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly circle both hands down to the floor and step it back into either your downward facing dog or a very soft high plank pose. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga, maybe lowering the chest to the ground. Inhale, lift up cobra or upward facing dog if you're going for the vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips lift high. Take a big inhale, big exhale. And slowly drop the knees to the ground. Send the hips towards the heels. We'll come into a child's pose. Maybe taking the arms back behind you, rounding the shoulders forward. Monitoring and noticing the breath. And take one last inhale through the nose. One last exhale. And slowly taking the hands out in front of you there, back behind you. And slowly we'll send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. And look forward in between the hands. We'll step into a seated position, so cross the ankles, allow the hips to sit down onto the mat. And take the legs out in front of you. I'm going to get into some hamstrings and some hips. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. We'll start with Paschimottanasana. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, fold over the legs, and you might take the hands outside of the legs. Maybe take hold of the outer edges of the feet, bend the knees a lot if you need to. And exhale, just start to melt and fold into the pose. Taking 2 more breaths, maybe you can just release and relax the shoulders, the hips, and let everything melt further in towards the mat. And then slowly coming out of the pose. We'll take the sole of the right foot. We're going to take the left hand onto the right heel and the right hand onto the right knee, and maybe just start to rock the hips from side to side and guide that ankle closer in towards you, depending on how open your hips are. You might circle them around in one direction, maybe the opposite direction, maybe taking the left elbow in, maybe the right elbow in, interlacing the fingers, going for a bind, if that's something that you have and you've got the space to do so, then please go for it. And take one last breath. And slowly, slowly from here, placing the sole of that right foot, ankle, calf or inner thigh, you're welcome to go into a half lotus pose as well, if that is in your practice. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward over the legs, Janu Sirsasana. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And 2 more breaths. And 1 last breath. And then slowly, slowly coming up to seated. We'll hug that right knee into the chest. Take the sole of that right foot over the left leg. You're welcome to stay with the left leg extended out, or you can bend into the left knee, the left ankle towards the right hip. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, twist right arm back behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, hug that knee into the chest. You might take the elbow outside of the knee and just finding a really nice seated spinal twist. And with every inhale, you're creating even more space along each vertebrae of the spine. As you exhale, you're wringing everything out through the center line of the body. You might even take that hand, that left hand to that left knee. 1 last breath. And slowly, slowly unraveling the twist, coming back to center, counter-rotating to the opposite side. And then options here, we're either going to go into a seated Sukhasana forward fold with the right foot in front of the left and just coming into a Sukhasana forward fold, or a double pigeon pose, flexing into the left foot, flexing into the right foot. Allow that left shin to become parallel with the mat. The right ankle moves on top of the left knee and the right knee moves down towards the left ankle. So we're in this double pigeon, and feel free to take blocks or props or anything that you need, or just stay with that Sukhasana seated pose. You might stay upright in this double pigeon, or exhale, start to walk the hands out in front of you and fold. So we store a lot of stress and a lot of tension, a lot of tightness into our hips. So really direct the breath into this area and really start to find more space into what might be some stuck energy. And with every inhale, you're inviting more space. Every exhale, finding a little bit of softness in this pose. Allow the exhales to be long and allow the inhales to be strong. And just take 2 more breaths. And then slowly, slowly walking the hands all the way back in. We'll come to seated, extending both legs out, just shake out the legs. You might even just tap with the legs, maybe make fists with the hands and just releasing any energy. Nice. And shake out the legs. Other side. Sole of the left foot. And taking that right hand onto the left ankle, left hand onto the left knee, and maybe just making circles in one direction, drawing that leg closer in towards you, but don't collapse into the spine. Keep lifting upwards through the chest. Maybe taking the elbow onto the foot, and maybe interlacing the fingers, going for more of a bind if you did that on the opposite side. And just staying completely calm in the body, in the mind. Noticing maybe some differences between this side of the body and the opposite side. And then slowly, Janu Sirsasana, ankle, calf, inner thigh, or half lotus if you did that on the opposite side. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky, flexing into that right foot. Exhale, folding forward, slight twist towards that right leg. As you inhale, you find more space and length. As you exhale, fold inwards, releasing, relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders, maintaining that space that we've created into the side ribs and into the shoulder blades. Taking one last breath, full inhale and full exhale. And slowly coming back to seated spinal twist. Hug that knee into the chest. We'll take that sole of the left foot over that right leg. Feel free to keep the right leg extended out long or bend into that right knee. Inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky, left arm back behind you. Exhale, either hugging that knee into the chest, taking the elbow outside of the knee and just finding that spinal twist. And any variation that you wish to do with the arms, maybe you take hold of the knee, maybe take hold of the side of that left foot and just draw yourselves deeper into the twist. And just taking one last breath, full inhale through the nose. Then full exhale, rinse everything out. And slowly counter-rotate it to the opposite side. And then we're coming into our either seated Sukhasana with the left foot in front of the right and just folding forwards, or right shin parallel with the front of the mats. Take that left ankle over the right knee. Left knee moves down. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, fold wherever you are. Just staying with the breath, staying with this pose. And the breath can always guide us when things get a little bit tricky. You can always go back to the breath. And if you notice any differences between the hips on both sides, just notice without any judgment. And the yoga practice just allows us to bring that awareness into our body, and eventually we can bring our bodies into further balance just with that awareness and just with the breath. Take one last in-breath through the nose. One last exhale. Slowly, just unwinding this pose, extending both legs out in front of you. We're going to make it all the way down onto our backs. So extending the legs, extending the arms, and we'll roll all the way down vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly and mindfully, taking your time. And hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, maybe a rock from side to side. And extend both legs up to the sky. You're welcome to do this pose at a wall. That can be really calming for the mind and the body. Or you can do it in the centre of your mat. You can interlace the fingers behind the shins or the thighs. You might take the arms out to the side in this really nice open cactus. This is my favourite variation. You can take the arms either side of you. Just closing off the eyes. Take a big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale. And two more just like that. Inhale through the nose, big breath. Big exhale out. Big inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out. Just allow yourself to settle into this pose. And just now allowing the exhales to be twice as long as the inhales. And this is our inversion of the day. It's a really calming, soothing inversion. And whenever there's one pose that I know that I need to do to de-stress, it's always this one. It allows me to feel completely grounded. And just a few more breaths. Maybe you can allow the whole body to sink further in towards the mat. Allow the hips to feel heavy. Allow the shoulder blades to spread wide into the mat. Allow the arms to just rest alongside the body. The back of the head is fully rooted onto the earth. And taking one last breath in. One last exhale, just draw both knees into the chest. Let's take a supine twist. Drop the knees all the way over to the left side. Really gentle supine twist. And then just extend that right arm out, or you can keep the cactus arm if that felt good. You might close off your eyes, keeping your eyes closed, just allowing yourself to move into the inner landscape of the body, just having your awareness, what the body is feeling, and how the mind is feeling. Notice if it feels different from when you started practice today. Slowly draw both knees back into the chest. We'll drop the knees all the way over to the right side, extending the left arm out. Gentle supine twist. And trying to plant down through both shoulder blades. It's okay if the knees need to lift off. And slowly hug both knees into the chest. Let's go for happy baby pose. So flexing into the feet, either taking hold of the backs of the knees, the soles of the feet, trying to imprint the whole spine down into the mat. And just rocking a little bit from side to side and just smile to yourself in this pose. There is no stress in my life. Repeat that to yourself. It's our mantra. There is no stress in my life. There never needs to be any stress. And just go with the flow. Just be in the present moment. Allow things to happen, allow things to come and go. And don't put a label on anything. Just be yourself and just be happy. And slowly hug both knees into the chest. Take a big full inhale. And exhale, extending the right leg out, extending the left leg out. Turn both palms up to face the sky. Entering into our final Shavasana. And take a big inhale through the nose. Big exhale out through the mouth. 2 more just like that. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale positivity, space, lightness. And exhale any stress and negative thoughts. Just allow all controlled breath to move away. Allow the mind to stay fully present within the body. If you need a focus, just focus on the rise and fall of the rib cage as you breathe. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. And maybe we can direct the breath down into the lower belly. So maybe some stress and tension that we might hold into the ribs, we can truly just release that down into the lower belly and then into the mat. And slowly, just start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. On your next gentle inhale, start to reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, draw both knees into the chest, final squeeze. Just rolling all the way over to one side, keeping your eyes closed, placing the left hand down into the mat, the right hand down into the mat. And slowly we'll come up to a comfortable seated position just as we started on our yoga mats today. Draw your hands through heart center. Take a big inhale through the nose. Big, soft exhale out. Just bowing your chin towards your chest. Just giving yourself some gratitude for the time that you've spent on your yoga mats today. For taking some time out for yourself. For noticing the stress that might be in the body, the mind. And then just allowing yourself to ease that stress through your yoga practice. And thank you all so much. Namaste. And thank you all so much for tuning into this yoga flow today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you feel a lot calmer in the body and the mind, and hopefully you can have a wonderful rest of your day or a wonderful night's sleep if you're doing this in the evening. Thank you so much.